The first voicemail arrived at 2:17 a.m., and Evan Blake ignored it. He was half asleep on the couch, television murmuring to no one, when his phone buzzed against the coffee table. The vibration startled him awake, but he rolled over and let it die out. Unknown number. Spam, probably. A few seconds later, the screen lit up again. One new voicemail. Evan frowned. No one left voicemails anymore. Not friends, not coworkers, not even his mother. Voicemails were for emergencies or ghosts of habits people no longer had. He stared at the screen longer than he meant to, then pressed play. At first, there was nothing but static, a soft hiss like breath passing through teeth. Evan almost hung up. Then he heard breathing. Shallow, uneven, familiar in a way that made his chest tighten. And then a voice spoke. Evan. The room seemed to tilt. His throat closed, and for a moment he couldn't breathe. He knew that voice. He knew every crack in it, every way it softened when it said his name. Mara, he whispered. His sister's voice continued, trembling like it was being pulled from far away. I don't have much time, it's so loud here. Please, don't let it forget me. The message ended. Evan sat frozen, phone clutched in his hand, the blue glow of the screen reflecting in his eyes. His heart hammered like he'd just woken from a nightmare, but the room around him hadn't changed. The couch still smelled faintly of old coffee. The clock still ticked. Mara had been dead for 3 years. She had drowned in Lake Alder on a night so cold the road had iced over without warning. Her car had been found half submerged near the shore, driver's side door open, headlights still on. The police said it was an accident, a missed turn, a moment too late. They said she'd panicked. Evan had believed them because the alternative, that she had been afraid, alone, calling for help, was unbearable. He replayed the voicemail. Again. And again. It wasn't a recording. He knew that instinctively. There were no familiar phrases, no recycled memories. Her pauses were wrong. Her breathing was wrong. It was happening now. He called the number back. This number is no longer in service. Evan didn't sleep that night. He sat at the kitchen table until dawn, phone face up, waiting for it to buzz again. Every creak of the building made him flinch. Every passing car outside sounded like water rushing over stone. At 6:14 a.m., he checked the voicemail one last time, as if it might have changed. It hadn't. By the time he arrived at work, he felt hollowed out. His coworker Jenna asked if he was sick. He nodded because it was easier than explaining how the dead had learned to use phones. That night, the voicemail came again. 2:11 a.m. This time, Evan was awake. He answered immediately, too quickly, his thumb slipping, but the call didn't connect. Instead, the voicemail icon appeared. His hands shook as he pressed play. There was crying this time, soft at first, then sharper, like it was being forced down. Evan, please listen, Mara said. They're fatting. Everyone who doesn't get answered fades. What are you talking about? Evan whispered, even though she couldn't hear him. Her voice stuttered, distorted by static. It's like standing between ringing and silence. When no one listens, we disappear. I can feel it happening. The crying stopped. You have to remember me, she said. Out loud, say my name. The message ended. Evan said her name, into the empty apartment. Myra. The sound felt too loud, like he'd broken a rule. Nothing happened. The third voicemail arrived the next night. 2:03 a.m. This one was shorter. It's colder, Mara said, but I can still hear you. Evan pressed the phone to his chest, eyes burning. I'm here, he said. I remember. The phone buzzed again, immediately. Another voicemail. This one was Mara. A man's voice, raspy and weak. My name is Thomas, it whispered. If you're hearing this, please don't hang up. The message cut off mid-breath. Evan stared at the screen, pulse racing. He didn't know Thomas. But Thomas knew him. Over the next few days, the voicemails multiplied. Not calls, never calls. Always voicemails. They came between 2 and 3 in the morning, like clockwork. Different voices, different ages. Some spoke clearly. Others sounded like they were talking through water. A woman sobbed for her daughter. A boy whispered his name over and over like he was afraid he'd forget it. An old man begged Evan to repeat his birthday. Evan began writing the names down. He said them aloud. I hear you. I remember. His apartment filled with echoes. He went to Lake Alder on the 5th day. The water was still, dark as glass. A thin mist hovered above it, blurring the tree line. Evan stood at the edge, shoes sinking into wet earth, and felt the weight of memory press down on him. I remember you, he said aloud. I remember Mara. His phone vibrated in his pocket. New voicemail. Her voice was clearer this time. I heard that, she said. Thank you. That night, Mara explained. Not everything, never everything. There are places where sound doesn't reach, she said, where people disappear slowly, not all at once, piece by piece. Why me? Evan asked. A pause. You answer, she said. Most people don't. By the second week, Evan had stopped sleeping entirely. The voicemails came constantly now, sometimes dozens in a single night. His voicemail inbox filled faster than he could listen. He upgraded his phone plan twice. It didn't help. His job called, then stopped. His mother left messages. He didn't answer. The voices mattered more. They're coming closer, Mara said one night. The ones who remember how to speak, we cling to the sound, it's all we have. Evan rubbed his eyes. How many of you are there? More every day, she said softly. On the 10th night, Mara sounded different. Calmer. You don't have to do this much longer, she said. You're getting tired. I'm fine, Evan said automatically. You don't understand, she replied. There was a long silence. Then she said, You're taking our place. The phone vibrated violently. 15 new voicemails. Then 30. Then more than his screen could display. The apartment lights flickered. Evan felt something shift, not outside but inside him, like a door opening the wrong way. Mara, he whispered. No answer. Only ringing. From then on, the voices no longer waited for night. They followed him. Whispers in static, names slipping through radio frequencies. His phone rang without ringing, vibrating endlessly in his pocket on the table in his hand. He stopped leaving the apartment. He stopped eating. He answered everything. I hear you. I remember. Until the words felt thin. The silence came suddenly. One morning, Evan woke on the floor, phone beside him. No notifications. No missed calls. No voicemails. The quiet was unbearable. He tried calling his mother. Straight to voicemail. He left a message. Mom, it's me. Please answer. She never did. 3 days later, Evan Blake was reported missing. Police found his phone on the couch, voicemail inbox full, thousands of unheard messages timestamped between 2:00 and 3:00 a.m. They dismissed it as stress, hallucinations, a breakdown. No one played the messages. No one said the names. That night, a woman across town received a voicemail from an unknown number. There was static. Then a man's voice, weak and trembling. My name is Evan, he whispered. If you're hearing this, please don't hang up.